Hello and welcome to today's cooking show. Today we are making lumpia, the easy way, because we don't know how to do it the hard way. So first you gotta get the ingredients, like oil, carrots, lumpia wrappers, garlic, green onions, and a pound of pork, ground pork, extra lean as you can see. The tools you see here are not the only ones you will need though. Here are other tools that we also use but were not seen in that last shot. Here comes the trickiest step. Add meat to bowl. So for the recipe, you only need a half cup of diced onions, diced carrots, and diced green onions. So be careful when cutting them. And be sure to wash the green onions and the carrots before you start cutting them. For step 3, you crush 2 garlic cloves with a blunt object. And yes, this should be the minimum speed at which you hit them. Now you add all the prepared ingredients that you had just spent cutting and crushing into the bowl with the meat in it. Then you measure out half a teaspoon of black pepper and add it in. Also, half a teaspoon of salt. Once you've added all the ingredients, you proceed to stir the bowl until well mixed. At this point, you can start heating up the oil. The recipe that we used said a cup, but in all honesty, that does not work out later, as you will see. So instead, add as much oil as it takes to completely submerge one of your lumpia, you'll see that later, in oil. And here comes the time-consuming part. I hope you have music, because otherwise it's real boring. Alright, so you take about a tablespoon of the mix that you made before with the meat and the carrots and the vegetables and all that stuff, and then you fold it up in the lumpia wrapper. And once you fold it up, you could wet an edge of it with water and then use that to keep it sticking close. And once you finish wrapping all of them, that's a lot of fun, then you get to start frying them. But not like this. This is how you do not fry them. This is the wrong way to fry them. So you don't use those kinds of tongs that are like plastic/rubber kind. And as I was saying about the oil before, if you have only a little bit of oil, like a cup in there, like the recipe said, it cooks really fast. The outside does anyway. The inside stays pink from the meat, you know, and that's not good for your health. So you don't do that, and you don't use plastic tongs. Those are bad. And it's funny because you could see the tongs are melting, and you know, plastic in your food isn't good either, and also melting tongs is not a good thing either, so neither of these are a good way to cook lumpia. So once you've got the metal tongs and you are able to actually submerge the lumpia underneath the oil, then you just sort of flip them around. We can't really say the exact amount of oil because it really depends on the kind of pot or pan or wok or whatever you're using. So just have enough to submerge it. And since lumpia is from the Philippines, we'll throw in some random facts that you never wanted to know about the Philippines. First off, Ferdinand Magellan claimed the Philippines for Spain in 1521, and for the next 300 years, Spanish Jesuit priests and conquistadors spread Catholicism and Spanish culture. Fact 2. Philippines is the only majority Christian nation in Asia. 80% of its population identifies as Roman Catholic. Fact 3. The Spanish Philippines was actually controlled by the government of Spanish North America prior to Mexican independence in 1810. Fact 4. The Philippines were ceded to the US in 1899 by the Treaty of Paris after the Spanish-American War. Fact 5. The Philippines was the first country in Southeast Asia to gain independence after World War II. Fact 6. Lumpia is really good. No, that isn't an opinion, it is a fact. And you're supposed to cook these until they're golden brown colored. Now, the final step, naturally, is eating it, because if you made the food, you might as well eat it, unless it's crap. But in which case, ours was okay. Now, for religious reasons, Gurtaj cannot eat this, and we did not consider that before we made these, and that was supposed to be him eating it right there. That was his imitation of eating a lumpia. You can't eat these with sauce, but like, we aren't gonna teach you how to make this sauce because we don't know how to make the sauce, and we didn't feel like making sauce, so we didn't. They taste pretty good without the sauce anyway. We'll probably end up bringing in sauce, but we'll see. I don't know. Are we allowed to? I mean, we didn't make the sauce, but like, we made the lumpia, and that's what we're eating. Oh yeah, and cleaning up might be a pretty nice thing to do as well. This is sped up 30 times speed, so if it hurts your eyes, apologies, but like, it's smashed into 30 seconds, so enjoy the overly dramatic music for 30 seconds.